Hi, everybody. I'm Amy Newman.
And I'm Kris Carr, and we are two filthy casuals.
Oh, and we know that getting into a new fandom can be intimidating.
Yes.
With all the guys. I just finished the finale of this show, and I'm ready to talk about it.
Let's go. I was only supposed to watch like 2 episodes just to prepare for this.
And
episode.
I was like, uh-oh, I hope she likes it.
And I binged it. I only have 3 left. I started yesterday. Hootalolly.
I'm going to say it. I'm going to call it right now. Mm-hmm. The new Martha's Vineyard.
The new Martha's Vineyard, obviously.
I think the best new show on TV.
Ooh.
I think my favorite, I mean, not that I'm watching everything, but my favorite thing I've watched in probably years on television.
Oh, okay.
Phenomenal.
Dang.
Widow's Bay.
Widow's Bay.
If you've spoken to me in the last 2 weeks.
This is the topic?
I have been like, are you watching Widow's Bay? Can I interest you in a nice 40-minute conversation about why Widow's Bay is good?
For the lady, perhaps.
And by conversation, I mean monologue.
So, Amy, what is Widow's Bay?
Okay, so Widow's Bay, a couple of pitches here.
Okay.
First of all, just bare bones plot-wise, it is a show following Tom Loftus, the mayor of a small New England island called Widow's Bay that is cursed. Obviously, because it's a TV show and we need a character arc, he doesn't believe in the curse. Some people in the town believe in the curse. The island has sort of woken up. I realized I'll try to keep this spoiler-free. I just watched the finale, like I said. We'll try to keep this not too like heavy plot point spoilery, but probably a little impossible to talk without getting into some of this. Yeah. So if you really want to go in spoiler-free, go watch it and then come back, because it's 10 episodes. They're fairly short, and it's a banger of a TV show.
Absolutely.
But I did realize very It in sort of like the curse reawakens every so often kind of vibe. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of one of those, he's the mayor of this town. He kind of hates being mayor of this like island town. He is in the process of trying to put them on the map as a tourist destination as this curse reawakens. And it's just sort of this horror comedy following what happens. My soft pitch for it to get people into it is it's like if Jaws was in a Stephen King novel, but everyone in it was a Parks and Rec character.
Yes.
The other pitch I have for it is Katie Dippold, the creator of the show, was actually a writer for Parks and Rec.
Yeah, wasn't this the spec script, theoretically, like the first version of this that helped her get her job?
Oh, was it?
That's what I had read.
Oh, cool.
Is that elements of this were what she used to secure her job at Parks and Rec.
Which makes total sense. Like, it's not a one-to-one. It's definitely darker.
Yes.
But I think some of the character humor specifically, if you like sort of the weird little nuances of Pawnee, like how weird the townsfolk are, or I feel like people have said a lot of it feels like those weird, dark paintings in the town hall of Pawnee alluding to the darkness in the town's history. If that tickled your fan, if that fruited your loops at all, you're going to love Widow's Bay. Yeah. Katie Dippold, also, I think the clearest, this is kind of what this show is. If you've ever seen that tweet that's, I went to my friend's Halloween party and didn't realize it was an adults drinking wine vibe and dressed as the Babadook. Have you seen that picture?
No.
And it's just one person sitting there in a Babadook like a full face paint Babadook outfit with just a bunch of very normally dressed adults around them. That's Katie Dippold. That was her tweet.
That's amazing.
And I think that is a perfect, that's the vibe. That's the person who created this show.
Yeah.
So those are my kind of 3 pitches for Widow's Bay.
Why not both? Why not be an adult drinking wine dressed as the Babadook?
I did. When I looked that up to show someone, and then I saw a different tweet that was like, I accidentally thought it was an adults drinking wine vibe, and I didn't realize I was at a Babadook party, and it was like 3 people dressed as the Babadook and one guy just sitting there with a glass of wine.
That's fantastic.
I was like, that's really fucking good.
I love it.
But it is, like I said, it is a horror comedy, which is one of my favorite genres. Mm-hmm. And a genre that does not always hit. I think an incredibly hard tone to nail. I feel often it's hard to nail too, being equal parts scary and funny and being genuinely both. right? A lot of horror comedies end up being kind of comedy with allusion to horror, or horror movies with some funny elements, or horror media with some funny elements. I find this show pretty genuinely scary.
Okay.
Like, not terrifying.
No, it's creepy.
It's creepy. There are some jump scares. I think it's more legitimate horror than Stranger Things, where Stranger Things is sort of more that, like, Spielberg-y adventure stuff, at least up until, like, the 4th season. This show really is digging into horror vibes, but it is still that Stranger Things-esque, when stuff's coming.
Oh, absolutely.
It doesn't go out of its way to break the mold in a way that shocks you. It breaks the mold in a way that's clever and surprising and fun.
Sure.
But it's not trying to double down on being as horrific as humanly possible. But there are, like, I have friends who are like, can I watch this? And it is one I'm given some pause, because it's like, there are moments that I found genuinely creepy as a horror fan. There are moments that are genuinely well done moments of horror, but also so laugh out loud funny.
It is quite funny. I can't say some of them because it is an absolute spoiler.
Yeah.
But there is one character who shows up that just so much of the dialogue is hilarious.
Yeah.
And
just a show I genuinely watching, even when I'm watching it by myself, laugh out loud multiple times an episode, which I feel like is so incredibly rare for me. You do the but
you do the comedian thing. That's a good joke.
It has me cracking up. Oh my God. You got to you're on episode.
I'm on episode 8. So I've got 3 episodes left. So I just finished when they were in a boat.
When he falls off the bench on the boat, I wound that back 4 or 5 times. I wound that back it was one of those, like, when I stop laughing, I'll stop rewinding this. And I finally had to give up because I could not stop losing my shit at it.
It's a great bit. That episode is where I laughed so much.
Yeah. Matthew Rhys, who so I feel like this gets pitched a lot as like, oh, Matthew Rhys is in it. And I'm like, I did not know who this person, I didn't watch The Americans.
Okay, yeah, The Americans. He was on Parenthood, is that what it was called? He's done a bunch of stuff. Welsh actor. Tremendous.
Great
really,
accent
really
work.
Oh, yeah.
Him and I think is it Kate? I'm going to look up her name, because both kind of the main leads.
Yeah.
She's, I believe, British, and he's Welsh. And Kate O'Flynn.
Yeah.
And
phenomenal.
And I'd be curious to hear your input as someone who knows that a bit, like dialect more than I do. I don't catch slips.
No, the weird thing was we're watching it and Logan just goes, I think she's from England. Hold on, I'm going to check.
Yeah.
And it was just because of jaw placement.
Yeah.
Of like a correction so that her R's would hit in a certain way. And then Matthew Rhys, he's like, he's flawless.
Yeah.
There are no tells for him. There is nothing for him. He is so locked into whatever dialect he ever has to do.
Yep.
But I was like, I read she's British, but there's no slips or anything. No. It's just a little bit of, how you have to cheat sometimes.
Yeah. Which is interesting, too, because she also does a bit of a thing someone pointed out as Patricia, and I'm wondering if they're tied together, where she almost holds her chin back.
Yep.
And it reads as a character choice as well, of like, you see Kate O'Flynn in person, and like she's person on the show, but you see her,
when we see her in person,
out of character, like on a red carpet or something, and she's almost unrecognizable. Like the way she holds her face also really changes kind of the way she looks and the way she carries herself in a way that I think really, really works for that character.
Oh, it's so smart.
But yeah, sorry to this man. Sorry, Matthew Rhys. I was not familiar
From
with your game.
Married to Katie Russell, I believe.
Carrie Russell.
Thank you. Which, like, good job, couple.
Which I also apparently, like, everyone's like, I didn't know he was funny. Oh. He's so funny.
He did a travel show a while ago where it's just him drinking wine with one of his buddies. And he was hilarious.
Yeah.
So I'm a big fan. He kills it in this.
He walks a line of straight man. Well, he's a straight man who's put in such absurd situations. And I think one thing this show does really well is it's never like mugging over the top for comedy's sake. But it's like, yeah, if that happened to me, it embraces the fact of like even a fairly deadpan person would be jumping the fuck out of their chair.
Absolutely.
Would be having, like, we as human beings are animated sometimes and you're being put in these insane situations. And he's just a flawless performance. Just so funny.
It gives me kind of Steve Martin vibes when he's supposed to be the straight man.
Yes. Yes, absolutely yes.
He's great. For me, it did take a couple episodes to get into it of this is interesting. Mm-hmm. This is cute. This is cozy.
Yeah.
And I think that wasn't something I was expecting was, this is a cozy little horror show.
Yeah.
Because I love a cozy murder. Which I know is a ridiculous sentence, but I love like a coastal murder with fun characters and all kinds of things like that. And this hits that. But man, once we get to Patricia's episode, is when it was, this is some of the most interesting television I've watched.
Yep.
And she is incredible.
So good.
If she isn't in like Emmy talks, Golden Globe talks, I don't know what we're doing.
And you haven't gotten to yet, but she gets another really great showpiece episode coming up that taps into kind of some of my favorite genres in horror.
Ooh,
I mean, I don't think it's a huge it's a slasher thing, which of course it is because we've established sort of. So one thing I think this show does incredibly well too, and having seen it, and again, I'll try to keep this roughly spoiler-free, at least big spoiler-free. One thing I think this show does brilliantly well is the island is cursed, and the mechanics behind that curse are really specific. In a way that allows us to drive towards something really specific, that really raises stakes, that allows for the last episode has some really great kind of twists and turns and escalation and stakes building and all that good stuff that feels really specific and clear. Within this idea of islands cursed, islands haunted, all hell can break loose in a way that is, we can do a slasher episode. We can do a kind of Shining haunted hotel episode. Yeah. We can play in any tropes we want to, like kind of the old fisherman lore with the sea hat. Like we're getting into all these different things and it never feels like too much.
No.
Because it's just, the whole fucking island's cursed.
What's cool about it is there is a narrative. Right?
Yes.
We have a episode to episode episodic storyline, but it also is kind of an anthology series.
A little Monster of the Week X-Files vibe too.
Which is really, really fun.
Yeah. But because the actual why the island's cursed, the backstory of that and what needs to be done to break the curse starts honing, like those circles start getting tighter and tighter in the specificity of all that as the season goes on. It doesn't feel like overkill that we are playing in so many subgenres of horror. And I think that's just brilliantly done. But anyways, you were saying 4 was kind of where you
I was like,
in.
Okay, this is a little spooky. This is a little interesting. Okay, because there was kind of the moment of, are these things real? You know?
Yeah.
Is this real? Are these psychological horrors instead? Is this just, the townspeople who are so very superstitious, kind of all feeding into each other's fears?
Right.
Is anything actually really happening? And then it is, which is great.
Yeah.
But then episode 5 is when I locked in everything. I will say, as somebody who is a huge, huge horror wimp, this is not too scary for me.
Yeah.
So I think most
it
people can do it.
projects when things are coming nicely.
For sure. And
like I said, it never totally catches you off guard.
No, and I'm one of those people too where Logan hates watching things with me because it's, this is going to happen. He'll be like, just keep it to yourself, man. You don't have to tell me. My suspension is so gone. But I'll be like, this is going to happen now.
Yeah.
This is going to do this. And he finally started doing a little of it where he's like, I think this is going to happen. And then got so excited that he got it right. But it is it's formulaic, but because of how fun it is and how funny it is, and how committed to the overall bit. And when I say that, not just to the jokes, but those horror tropes. Yeah. It really, really works.
And then it will do shit. One thing I love, I feel like there's so many little eerie details in this show that aren't jump out of your seat scare. One small spoiler for just a joke, but to me it was just like, that's what I love about this show. Tom, the mayor, has to spend the night in the Haunted Inn, and there's a shout out to everyone who works on the props and the art design. All these little details in the town are so funny and so well drawn and so specific. But there's a hysterical sequence of him just looking through the most fucked up board games.
Yeah.
And there's one that's just called Teeth. It's just a box with like a little cartoon drawing of a tooth, and the game's just called Teeth. And he opens it, and it's just a set of like big pliers. He just like closes it and puts it back. And I'm just like, that's what this show is. Of like, that made me laugh so hard. And then the more you think about it, the worse it gets. Exactly. And it is genuinely like, wait, that's so fucked
Why is that here?
Yeah.
Well, and speaking of the hotel too, one of the really cool things about this is a lot of your favorite, hey, I know that guy, guys are in this.
Yeah.
So you have a ton of comedians, especially if you live here in LA and you go see live comedy or live improv.
Amazing stack cast of character actors.
That guy who's always at Dynasty. Oh my gosh, that stand-up. That's so cool. And it's so fun to see them getting to play more horrific roles and really, again, commit to that world. Because I think that is a very fine line between horror and comedy. A lot of the rules work the same. A lot of the way that you can get a laugh is the same way you can get a jump scare.
Yes.
And so comedians in these roles just make the most sense to me too, because again, they will commit to a bit and they will absolutely be immersed in a world that you go, oh, I believe this.
Well, and everyone is so funny. Everyone's so specific. Again, we are juggling the horror and the comedy.
Yeah.
And every character in this town is so quirky and so funny and feels so lived in and specific and good.
Yeah.
I also think episode 4 is a really great turning point because it's where because you have Tom and then Patricia, who's kind of his assistant, I suppose. I forget what her exact title is. Sort of his right hand.
Yeah.
They both really have to buy into like, this is real, this is happening. And up till that point, you have Stephen Root, who great in Barry, really great actor.
Love him.
As Wick, who, again, I immediately was just like, oh, it's Quint from Jaws. I love this. But as sort of the fisherman townsperson who is very bought into the curse, is trying to convince Tom that the curse is real the whole time. And I think it's also a really sharp turning point because it's this great, like, okay, the three of them are now, this is our trio now working together to get this. And it's where they stop being so adversarial. And it all just kind of starts clicking and working. And it's just so fun.
Big fan.
It's fucking great.
So season finale just happened.
Yes, which they have announced the show's getting a season 2. Thank God. Because, again, I will keep this spoiler free. All I will say is sometimes with horror, you get like Stranger Things, I always say. Totally a show where you could have ended on season 1. Yes, it ends on a uh-oh, but very much in that way, every horror media thing ends on a uh-oh. No, this is a fucking cliffhanger. We have not solved. We have not wrapped up this sucker.
Okay. Interesting. Because from where I'm at right now, where it was, I think this is going to happen, and then there was the showing of a painting, and I went, great, yeah, of course, that makes sense to me. So, do we still have a curse that feels solvable, or just because this is another mysterious awoken island, are we starting to potentially get into any like impossible puzzle box situation here?
The rules of the curse stay solid.
Okay, amazing.
And I will just leave it at that.
Okay.
Speaking of cameos, I walked in because so I was watching it. Man, I was like, I'm just gonna watch this for me. Friend of the show, Izzy, who just did our Fallout episode, actually texted me like, "Are you watching this? I think you'd love it." So I started checking it out, and I was like, "Great!" And I was like, as I do every time people, man, great shit. But everybody's always like, "It's on Apple TV," and I'm like, we do pay for that. Why do I pay for that? Streamer. But then I go on there and I'm like, oh, there's 18 things on here I've been meaning to watch.
They're so good. I really feel like Apple TV is doing like the HBO level stuff that made HBO very, very like famous and sought after. And no shade to them. I think there's a lot of stuff on there though that just doesn't hit the way it used to. And Apple TV, almost everything they put out is just absolutely must watch excellent television.
Interesting.
It's so good.
I feel like there's a lot on there where I'm like one person told me this was good, but I don't know what it is.
It is the streamer that I'm like, this is worth my money.
I say that recognizing I'm now that. I'm like, yeah, Amy keeps telling me to watch Widow's Bay. I don't fucking know. But I was like, I'm gonna watch. This is gonna be my show, right? As we've discussed, when you are in a partnership, you gotta claim your shows sometimes.
Yeah.
You gotta be aggressive. Of like, you're not watching. We never finished The Bear. I don't want to finish The Bear at this point. But you know what I mean? Yeah. It's like we never finished The Bear. We do not get to start a new show together right now. Because our schedules never line up, and then you end up sitting on, we watched 3 episodes and just, we never got on the same pair. One person's like, I don't feel like watching that tonight.
Hijack is one on Apple that I'm like,
that's another one. I'm like,
finish this.
I'm like, I'm sure this exists. I'm sure this is good.
Season 1, phenomenal. We're like, I think 5 episodes into season 2, and our schedules haven't aligned, and I'm like, well, let me just watch Idris Elba by myself then.
Yep. I mean, that's the only way I want to watch Idris Elba. I was determined. I was like, I'm just going to tear through this myself. I love this. It's short. I can just get through it. Actually finish a show, because I just finished Hacks. Finally.
Yay! I'm behind on that.
Or actually, finally, I caught up and I watched the season finale. I was in real time with something. I was also in real time with this. See, I can do it. It just has to be something that really
grab you.
Strikes my fancy.
Yeah.
But then I talked, our friend Tyler is staying with us for a sec, and I talked, like, he started watching it while I was watching it, and it was like, wait, can we watch another episode? Because I was just kind of catching him up, and then Eric was like, well, wait, you both really like it. I want to watch it now. So we went back to the beat. So I was just like, I'm watching this in real time. I'm finishing this, and I'll go back and watch it again with you guys.
Yeah.
Which, honestly, if you watch it and you enjoy it, a show that deeply rewards a rewatch as well.
Ooh, okay.
I forget where I was going with that story.
That's okay.
But,
yep.
Show's good. Show's good.
Show's good.
Where the fuck was I going? I was watching it. There is sort of a one-off episode that takes a little detour. You got there already. Yeah. And I walked in as they were, I was like, you put it on, I'll join in because I've seen it already. Directed by, is it Ty West of Pearl X Maxine?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Isn't that fun?
That's very fun. Now I'm trying to look back at like those choices and go, oh, does that make sense? Because the first episode like is directed by one of the Atlanta directors.
Which makes
feels
total
very much
sense. Yeah.
Huh, okay.
Have you seen any of those?
Of Atlanta?
No, Pearl X or Maxine.
No, I've seen clips.
I think you could handle it.
Yeah.
Especially Pearl.
Okay. I've just seen the part where she screams, I'm a star.
Yeah. And you've seen me recreate it before every podcast recording episode.
It's Amy's vocal warm-up. And I'm like, correct. Yeah. You are. Splatter her with blood. It's fun. It's a good time.
And I do that little dance. That's just to get me in the zone.
The dogs love it.
The dogs love my little dances. But I came in and I was like, oh, fuck yeah, Betty Gilpin. And Eric was like, the hair got me. I didn't recognize because we mostly know her from Glow.
Yeah.
Great actress.
Oh my gosh, she's so good. Well, and Logan was like, she's not the Russian girl. I was like, different brunette, different brown hair. The stunning American. He was like, oh my God, that's her?
Yeah.
She's so great.
Yeah.
She's such a good actress. She's such a good writer. Ugh.
Yeah.
She's everything.
Yeah. If you haven't, look up her open letter to the AI actress. I hope my air quotes are reading through the audio.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautifully written article.
So good.
Excellent.
So good. She can do anything. You go, Betty Gilpin.
Yeah. But I do agree. It's very cozy. It is a show. I'm thankful. I like that it was 10 episodes because I was able to tear through it. It was fun. It is one of those, like, I'm going back and rewatching, like watching some of the X-Files. And it is like, man, I could do 24 episodes of just Monster of the Week. What else is happening in this town?
Yeah.
I would love to be. Granted, there is something cool about there's 10 episodes. They're pretty short. It is a show where it feels like nothing is wasted.
Yeah.
If there's a weak point, it's the son. Not that actor does a fine job.
No.
That plot line is just we need an emotional through line. We need something to raise the stakes. It's important to the plot. But when on a rewatch, it is the one where I'm like, I have to pee. You don't have to pause.
There's just so many moments where that kid talks too. And again, no shade to the actor, but it's just, oh, I hate this character.
Yeah.
What a turd.
Yeah.
What a little turd.
But also good writing of like, yeah, that's a teenage boy stuck on an island.
100%. His actual like emotional authenticity, it makes sense. The way he talks makes sense.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like a kid or a teen written by a bunch of like 40-year-olds.
Yeah.
Because that happens so often of just like, let's throw in some Gen Z slang and make this kid just really cook.
Yeah. No 6-7s.
No 6-7s. None of this.
That's a note, perhaps.
Next season, we want him dabbing. We want him 6-7ing.
Flip a water bottle. that was solidly like 8 years ago now, wasn't it? Christ almighty. But
One, short episodes, like you were saying.
Short episode. Again, nothing's wasted. There's like no fat on this bone. That's not the expression.
On this
steak?
Sure.
There's no fat on it. There's no wasted episode.
No, everything is lore building. And also, I know this is nothing new, the whole of like, the city is a character, the town is a character. It really is here. And as somebody who has spent so many summers with their crazy family in New England, they really nailed the tone. Like I had to check and look where this was filmed.
Where was it filmed?
So it's various places around like the Martha's Vineyard kind of area.
Yeah.
So I always go to Chatham, which is like across from those places.
Gotcha.
So it's like you could go over to Martha's Vineyard, you could go to Cape Cod, or you could be in Chatham.
Fuck Cape Cod.
But fuck Cape Cod. But it's in some of like the smaller little islands throughout there too. Yeah. But it just, everything has that same aesthetic of just like when we have that flashback episode where you go, oh, things didn't change that much.
Yeah.
Correct.
Well, and part of the fun even of the show is it does intentionally feel a little out of time because this is a place so out of time. They don't have cell service on the island. And I think that also is a fun, both good world building mechanic and helps solve some of the horror movie, like, well, why wouldn't you just call it? Like, it raises those stakes of we're on walkie-talkies, we're on landlines. When the weather gets bad, we have bad reception, and it's making fighting these threats just an extra level that we can't just text each other.
Exactly.
And it creates this world. This island feels so lived in. It does have it's exactly as brown as Jaws is in a way that just really soothes my soul.
Yeah.
I love just putting on Jaws and being like, the 70s was the brownest time for interior design, wasn't it?
Yep.
And Widow's Bay really keeps that tradition alive.
You know, if you're going to smoke in your house, you want to just make sure that the furniture stays the same color.
The walls really just got to absorb all that smoke.
Exactly. Where you're like, no, I chose this yellow.
Yeah.
This is what I wanted.
Yeah.
This avocado green, beautiful.
Yeah. But it's just, it's so deadpan. It's so funny. It's one of those brilliantly written shows where there will just be little lines where they, like, almost that, not quite, but just even thinking about, like, when he has to do the inaugural swim and he's like, he says, like, I open the ocean. Yes. And it almost feels like an Arrested Developmentism of just like, that's not, that can't be the right way to say that.
Right. Well, and with him also being like, I guess.
Yeah. Just one of those shows. Let it into your brain and your heart and your soul.
Yeah.
And I do think it is a show that just kind of burrows in and sticks with you. Again, both laugh out loud funny and then just weird little things where it's like, I've thought about teeth just probably once a day since I've seen it and chuckled to myself.
It's such a ridiculous thing. Isn't Don't Wake Daddy a real game? Or was that...
Don't Wake Daddy is a real game. The game in the show is Daddy's Home.
Daddy's Home. There we go. Like the song.
Daddy got yelled at by his younger boss. Moved back through his spaces.
It's ridiculous.
Oh, what a show.
Oh, it's very,
what
very
a time. There's no way to say this without sounding shitty. Everyone in the show really looks like people, like real people too. Like that no one is, just, again, brilliant slate of character actors, and a show where no one is overly Botox, no one is overly made up, no one looks too glamorous. Like they really lean. It does feel, I guess it feels almost fitting that some of the leads are from that part of the world because it does feel almost British in its comfort with just letting people look like people in a tiny island New England town would. And that's not, again, that always feels like such a weird, like, bunch of uggos. Like, that's not at all what I'm saying, but it's...
No, but you have people who can move their faces.
Yes.
Like, that's huge.
Yes.
And it's so, the bar is so low.
But no one looks like they've been through, the makeup and costume team did a great job of making these actors look like people who live in this place.
Yes.
No one's over glamorized. Yeah, again, the world's so lived in, the characters feel lived in, every little, there's just so many little detail. It is a show where it's like pause and read something. If you think something might be worth pausing and trying to read, it almost inevitably is.
Because you have such a deeper understanding of horror than I do, is there anything that was like whoa, I can't believe they included that kind of Easter egg, or anything that really caught your eye throughout the show of like, what a really interesting way to pay homage to that or give us an Easter egg of that?
There's a million.
Yeah.
It truly is a show that lives in those homages and those references. Ones that stay, obviously, The Fog. There's a really, the Patricia, I don't want to spoil too much, but there's Wicker Man stuff in there, obviously. I love Jaws, and it feels so Jaws. There is a moment, I don't know if you caught, where they're in a town hall meeting and there is a drawing of a shark on the blackboard that looks very, very close to in Jaws, like Quint's introduction scene where the shark's drawn on the blackboard behind him. Such an homage to that. Wick does get a monologue on the boat that feels like such an homage to the SS Indianapolis speech. When he hears the New Year's Eve stuff at the hotel, feels like such a clear Shining moment. Yeah. There is the slasher episode coming up, some like pretty 1-for-1 Halloween shots.
Oh, okay. And I've seen that, so.
There you go. I'm sure I'm missing 800. Please let me know in the comments what I'm missing. But those are big, obvious ones. Patricia, just in the tiara, felt very Carrie to me.
Yeah.
There's some fun moments because she has the bookmobile. There's a ton of Stephen King on the shelves if you look closely. So just a lot of stuff like that. Fun little Easter eggs but I do think it does a brilliant job of, if you know these tropes, if you know these films, if you know these references, it's so much fun. But
I'm not missing anything, though.
No, you won't like it less. And I think that's a nice line to walk of, you could pretty much come in just knowing I'm a person on this earth who has seen references to things, and you'll enjoy it fine. There's a moment there's a couple moments in the slasher episode, because that is probably my favorite horror subgenre, that are very genre aware, that to me as a fan had me cackling and clapping. And it was just like, fuck yeah, that's so satisfying. But it's still just a really fun, creepy, well done episode. If you're not super tuned into that, you'll still get it. It's not, I don't mean to act like you need to have seen every Halloween movie to understand the episodes. You could totally come into this as someone with a passing, I would say, as long as you have a passing comfort with horror, you're fine.
Yeah.
If you can handle some of the classics, because I will say this, I think you're less horror averse than you give yourself credit for.
I think so.
I think
so.
I think you may be real, and I will never push you, and don't. We talked about this on Backrooms and Obsession. I've seen people I think Kris would actually, no, she wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't.
No, she wouldn't. There's a line that I don't think you'd enjoy crossing.
Yeah.
But I think you may be realizing you also did a bit of what I did for a long time with horror, which is my mental preparation for what this is going to be like is actually so much scarier than what this mid-tier horror movie or this horror movie from the 80s is actually going to do to me.
Yeah, because all the classic stuff I have gone to watch. Shout out to Kim Grasick, showing me some classic horror movies on a Halloween weekend. But watching the Halloween movies, I was like, oh, these aren't scary.
Yeah.
These are fine.
Yeah.
Slasher movies and body horror are definitely where I have an issue, especially because usually people go for eyeballs and things like that. Things that are torture porny, right? The Saw movies fucked me up.
Yeah.
So that kind of stuff I don't do well with, but I think a lot of the spooky supernatural things, super fun.
I think there's a line of mean-spiritedness you might not enjoy, but yeah. But again, if you, and I do stand by, if you are 100% horror averse, this may not be a show for you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not, and I do just want to be realistic about that. There are jump scares. There are creepy moments. There is unsettling stuff throughout the show.
Yeah.
It's my uncanny thing. The Welcome to Widow's Bay little like TV channel that's just a guy walking away.
Yeah.
I was like, I almost need to turn this off. I hate that. I hate that.
I love the one where he can't open the door, and so then it just ends with him standing in the corner.
Yeah.
So great. I do think, though, if you are like me and you think you are a big horror wimp, this could be a good gateway.
Yes.
Well, then maybe I can go watch some other things.
It's a definite watch in the daytime if you're not sure, too. Like, I will say, watching the first couple episodes, I did a couple times go, I don't know if I want to watch this alone at night right before I'm going to, like, take a gummy and go to bed and get my feels.
Yeah.
But during the daytime, on a smallish TV, I think you're fine.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
I sure as heck took a gummy and watched it in the day.
Yeah. And it's not mean-spirited. It balances the horror with laughs.
Yeah.
But just go in forewarned. There are real jump scares in this, and there are real unsettling moments in this, because I don't want anyone to feel misled of like, oh, I didn't realize this was probably a 4 out of 10 on actual scares, but a solid 4 still.
Yeah.
Just like me, a solid 4.
4. Pump that up.
Orange County 6. Thank you very much.
I dread to do the numbers.
LA 4, Orange County 6.
Friends, watch this show.
Watch this show. It's so fucking good. And I predict, I believe it is currently the #1 show on Apple TV right now.
Ooh.
It is always that weird thing where you're like, everybody's talking about this suddenly. Like, no, Amy, your algorithm realized you loved it. You keep liking every piece of fan art that comes across your desk. That's how it works. I have a secretary. She brings in printed out Instagram posts, and I rubber stamp and I say, go back and like these and let the algorithm know I did enjoy it.
What do you do for the ones you hate?
Burn them.
Okay. I didn't know if you made her do seething comments from a burner account.
I ball them up and I throw them into the roaring fireplace behind me.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Man.
Eric keeps saying, well, you don't need a secretary. Why are we paying this woman?
Things changed when she moved into a house, man. Ooh, she bougie. She got a staff.
I got an office. I rent, please.
I was going to say. Every time a guest comes here and it's like a house, I'm like, there's 2 more in the back.
I have so many friends who are like, and you're a homeowner. And I'm like, I'm not.
Nope.
Thank you.
Home renter, baby. Thanks, landlords.
Yeah.
Mine specifically.
Yeah.
Not you as a class. I don't know.
A genre of people.
But my people, super nice. Thanks for not raising my rent.
But in my algorithm, in my world, everybody is real pumped about this show. And I think it's going to be a big word of mouth darling. I think this is, I'm going to call it show of the summer.
Ooh.
And I genuinely think it might be. I think horror is big right now. I do think we're going to be talking on Patreon this month about Summerween. I do think it's a perfect Summerween show. Again, in the way like Jaws is, it's totally set around the 4th of July, summer vibes, little spooky little New England town vibes. Perfect kind of, I think it and maybe again, this is my own little bubble where this is all stuff I'm very into, but it feels like it meets a cultural moment, like a pop cultural moment of a cross section of things. I think people have been kind of craving something that really does that, like Sherverse kind, fun, wacky Parks and Rec, Good Place kind of humor. I think it meets everybody's kind of feeling the spooky vibe moment between things like Backrooms and Obsession, and it feels like a very horror-centric summer right now. I think it's going to blow up.
Yeah.
I think by now, sell your Widow's Bay stock at the end of the summer.
Yeah. That's where you get a timeshare. Do it. It's a 2 Filthy Casuals promise.
But I think it's going to be big. I hope it gets some Emmy love.
Yeah.
I'm very excited it's getting a season 2. It just delighted me.
It's fun. I can't wait to watch more of it today.
I woke up so early to finish the finale today. And I was still late coming here, but that's not your fucking business. That's for Kris to have a conversation with me about later.
It's so she could create content for you.
I'm doing what I can.
Give me more time to try to dry my hair.
Oh, perfect.
So
your hair looks great.
Thank
by
you
the way.
so much.
If you're not on YouTube,
oh my gosh,
check out these luscious curls.
Thank you. Thank you, Curl Smith. Not a sponsor, but very open.
I'll get a perm.
Let's do it.
I'll get a perm. Is that what it takes? I think I'd look cute. I don't know.
You would, but you have such good naturally straight hair. I'm always so jealous of it.
I'm getting the bangs itch.
Oh no.
I texted Eric the other day. I was like, talk me out of getting a wolf cut right now. Talk me out.
I feel like Ian text somehow still did a
Talk me out of getting a wolf cut. That's where you send those eyes.
Weigh in. Should I get a wolf cut? Are you watching Widow's Bay? These are the hard-hitting questions we need answered.
And chat, let me hear it all together now. Fuck Cape Cod.
Fuck Cape Cod. Thanks so much for being here. If you like this, head on over to Patreon, where you get 2 bonus episodes a month that are unedited.
Summerween.
Woot woot. If you like us in general too, follow us on Instagram. That'd be nice.
Instagram, TikTok, we're at Two Filthy Casuals Pod. Please, wherever you're listening to this, if you can just leave a little 5-star review, leave a little comment, subscribe, whatever your YouTube or podcatcher lets you do. It really does help us. Share with a friend. We're growing.
Yeah,
we're doing what we can, and that helps us a ton.
We're just 2 widow guys trying our best.
Thank you so much. We were being really cute if you're listening.
It's going to be the thumbnail now.
But thank you so much for listening. Thanks for letting me talk about this to someone I haven't cornered at a party.
Yeah.
Because holy shit, I love the show. And I'm probably going to be rewatching it several times this summer. I'm going to just watch him fall off that bench on the boat.
Over and
over.
Oh my
God.
Over.
It's that he has a life vest on, I realize too. This really sells the weird physicality of it.
That and the bottle in hand. Yeah. I think is.
Oh, it's 10 out of 10.
So good.
Thank you for listening. Happy June.
Yay, Pride.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
We could have picked a better show for that, I suppose. But
yeah.
Till next time, I'm Amy.
Yeah.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Say your name good. Make up for mine.
I'm Kris Carr.
And if you followed this fandom, you'd be home by now.
Bye. Do you know how I found out about this show first?
Was it me?
No, it was because I follow Ben Schwartz. And he was like, you should watch this show. Not to me personally, to his followers. But boy, howdy, was I like, Ben Schwartz, I will.